It has been brought to my attention that I never forget. I never forget even the small offenses in my life. They always just sit back there, and I can bring them out whenever I need to. So based on the email that we're about to read here, it brought up something from my past 25 years ago that I still remember, and I'm still a little offended by. Kristen, you might be the only one in this room that would remember the show Melrose Place.
Yeah, I do remember Melrose Place. I wasn't allowed to watch it, but I remember it.
Okay, so you were still pretty young. There was a dude on that show. I don't even know what his character was, but his name is Antonio Sabato Jr.
Oh, Antonio Sabato Jr. He was so hot.
Hate that guy.
I'm Googling him.
He is.
Look at his old pictures, like back in the day. He was a stud.
Yes.
Total stud. But I remember sitting there watching Melrose Place with my ex-wife, and he was in a scene without his shirt on because that's what he does. And I remember her verbally going, ooh.
Oh, whoa.
Yes! And I looked at her, I'm like, you know I'm right here.
Right.
I'm right here. And she couldn't even hide it. Couldn't even hide it. But even here we are, 25 years later, and I'm still sort of offended and never forgot.
You're still holding a grudge from Antonio Sabato Jr.?
It was very deep, but based on what we're about to read, I definitely remember it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to text her today and go, I'm still pissed.
I would be too. I get it.
All right, so same type thing happens to one of our listeners, but it has everything to do with the Tyson-Jake Paul fight. Mo's got the email.
Hello, Bert Show. I am an avid listener of the show and catch all your episodes by podcast. Love all of the bits you do and the way you put yourself in your listeners' shoes to help out a personal level. I've been a listener now for 4 years, and I've been invested ever since. My wife and I had our first daughter around the same time as Kristen, and I love hearing stories about Jimmy, and I can relate to a lot of it, even though all I have are girls. Proud girl dad. Little about myself. I'm 25 and live in Middle Tennessee with my wife and 2 daughters. One 4, and the other just turned 1, and wife is 24. We met in high school and started dating my junior year. I now work a full-time job, and I've worked hard to provide a lifestyle to where my wife can stay at home with our daughters and live the stay-at-home mom life. I respect her greatly for taking that on. It's the most important job a parent can take on, and she does it great. She is a fantastic mom and wife.
You could tell he's in the doghouse.
Yeah. He's just hoping that she's going to hear this.
It is very, very sweet, though.
So far.
Because I firmly believe he is being authentic and genuine with everything he's saying.
I'm going to say it one more time for him because I know where this is going. She is a fantastic mom and wife. This is where I need help digging myself out of a hole. We were watching the Tyson and Paul fight on Friday, and one of the ring girls was in the camera. And I not even giving a second thought went,
Did you notice this about the ring girls, that their boobs were oiled?
I did not notice that.
Good answer.
You know what?
Good answer.
You saw me processing in my mind, right?
Take notes, listeners. Take notes.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And the room went dead quiet, and my wife gave me a stare that burned through my soul and the back of the couch I was sitting on. I honestly meant nothing by it. It was a, all caps, stupid reaction, and that should have never happened. Since then, we had a discussion. She told me how self-conscious she is about her body, and the things she has done with her body is miraculous. And I am in awe
You
of her.
skipped the line.
Did I? Mm-hmm. Her body since having the 2 kids, and she just finished breastfeeding. My wife is beautiful to me, and the things that she has done with her body is miraculous, and I am in awe of her being. She has been the love of my life since we were silly teenagers. She was already self-conscious before this incident, but I poured salt in that open wound, and I feel horrible for causing this self-doubt in herself. What can I do to repair this other than the words of affirmation? Because I have tried that. Any words can only do but so much. Having 2 kids, we almost never go on dates, and trying to balance a romantic life while also being parents seems almost impossible. I know I messed up, and the ladies of the Bert Show may even crucify me over this. Please go easy on me because I am looking for a solution. Thank you, struggling dummy. P.S. Would also love a take on this from the guys of the show as well. Both of you have life experiences and maybe have messed up like this before too, and can give me insight on how you fixed it. Thanks again.
All right, friend, this is an easy one. You show up today and you tell her that you have booked an appointment for her on Friday to get a boob job.
Herbert Weiss.
Preferably the one that comes with the oil.
This one's so easy. Hook her up with the mommy makeover. She'll love that.
Yeah, that'll go over really, really well. Here's the thing I think that is you have to remember. They are young. He is 25. She is 24.
Mm-hmm.
Their frontal lobes aren't even fully developed yet. I want to think that this is like a just a young dude slip. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now I can say that as a woman in my 40s, and I probably laugh about it. But in my early 20s, I was very self-conscious as well, and very all up in my head about my body image. And so I think the way you make this better, you got to give her a night out to herself.
Really?
Yeah, I think you give her a night out to herself with her girls, because I think her girls are what's going to make her like turn her around and really pump her up and make her feel better.
So, honey, I'm giving you a gift of not being around me at all.
Yes, 1,000%.
Not my voice, nothing about me. You won't see me here.
Or maybe that's just inside what I want right now.
I feel like my girl would be like, so you want to watch the Ring Girls alone, huh?
If there's one thing I've learned about women in my 27 years of being one and being friends with them, is that you can't make them feel a certain type of way about themselves. So, like, for example, like when I get out or when I'm getting ready to go out with my friends and one of them is like, oh, I don't like the way I look in this dress, or I don't like the way I look in these jeans, and oh, my hair is not. There is nothing you can say to that girl in that moment that is going to make her feel any better about herself. That has to come from within. She got to chop off the hair. She got to find a new shirt, whatever. The only thing that you can do is make her feel better about the actual infraction of where you went at the TV. And I would just make a big fuss about an apology. I would maybe pick her up like some flowers and a card and maybe a sweet treat and just say, I know what I said made you feel so horrible, and I just want you to know that I recognize my mistake, and I think you're the most beautiful woman on the planet. I think that would go miles ahead of trying to like make her feel better about herself, because that has to start with her.
You got to pay a stupid tax, and it's time to hit it where it hurts, in your ego and your wallet. Because the thing is, not only did you make her feel bad about her body, you ogled another woman in front of her and made like a public that's gross. And I know it can be involuntary, so you get her a nice piece of jewelry and you grovel and you say, I am a big idiot. I'm so sorry. I don't know how it happened. You don't talk about her body. You don't talk about anything. You take it on the nose or whatever, and you say, I am the stupidest man alive. So sorry. You're my one and only. Here's a beautiful emerald ring.
Stupid text. I like that.
I agree with Abby on this. I think you can do some self-deprecating, and you can try to remind her how beautiful you think she is, but ultimately it's really going to come down to how she feels about herself. I really don't think it's much that he can really say. And if we're being honest, there's a double standard here, because women do this with actors all the time, and men just have to get over it and figure out a way to be fine.
Yeah, dude, there's nothing you can do. There really isn't. I mean, the stupid tax is a nice start, but she's going to bury that and remember that. There is nothing you can do except put a Band-Aid on it.
I just want to give fair warning, because while I love Cassie's idea, I have a friend whose husband gets her a piece of jewelry every time he screws up. And let me just say, every time she wears it, she remembers what he did to give her that.
But it looks so pretty. I'd take it.
My girl would look like Mr. T.
The Bert Show.